Hey y'all, so I know I have been a little bit quiet on here. Last week was pretty crazy for me work-wise and personal life, so I apologize for that, but we are getting back on track. We painted the kitchen this weekend, and so we're 99% done with the kitchen minus the floors and just a couple little details, but none that really inhibit me from putting out the final video. They're really small minor details that nobody's ever gonna notice but us, and so I've been working on getting that video put together. I just haven't quite got it put together. But for today's video, you can see behind me here and over here we have some pumpkins. So Tommy and I went and bought pumpkins, and you can see here that we went a little bit crazy. I don't know how many pumpkins we have, but it's a lot. Halloween in the neighborhood is our favorite holiday. We get over 1,000 trick-or-treaters. It's pretty crazy. It's one of those things where you budget for candy and you get it in bulk at like Sam's or Costco, but it is a blast. And I usually do a time lapse when everybody comes through the driveway. Everybody in the neighborhood actually ropes off their yards so their yards and their landscapes don't get trampled, because there's just that many kids. So it's really fun and it's really exciting, and I will most definitely video that. But for today's video, I want to get these pumpkins put on the steps and get the mums and the cabbage and the kale added to that to get it looking really good. And so anyway, let me just get my camera set up and we will start from there. And one other thing I want to show you before I show you the pumpkins. So I went to our local nursery today, and I'm still waiting on the plants for the front to be delivered. We were getting the bulk of them from a wholesale place that the guy that does all of our heavy lifting in the front, that's where he gets it. So I went and picked a bunch of stuff out. They were actually, you know, we're probably, I don't know, a week and a half behind, just because we didn't get everything cleared out and he didn't have time to take me to the wholesale place until last week. And so they were out of a lot of stuff. And so I think I'm gonna have to piece all the plants together, but I wanna get all of the plants that we got from the wholesale place first and get an idea of what we have. But I couldn't resist picking up these things that I picked up today at the local nursery. They just looked so good and they were so pretty. I love the color. So let me show you what exactly they are. So here is a Sun Sparkler Dazzberry Sedum. They only had one of these. I plan on getting more. Mr. Goodbud Sedum, 20 by 18. The color is just perfect. And then over here, we have some Salvia Nemorosa Rose Marvel. I'll be getting some traditional purple salvia. I don't know the exact variety. I didn't look at the tag when I selected it at the wholesaler, but it's more of a blue, aka purple. And so I'll have plenty of salvia, plenty of sedum, feathergrass, some pink molly grass, and things like that. So the front yard is intended to be water wise. Of course, the boxwoods and the yews are going to remain. They're just going to move a little bit so that we have that evergreen interest and that shiny glossy green. But at the same time, everything in the front will be very water wise and very drought tolerant. That's what we're going for up here, just to kind of be as water wise as possible. So here are the pumpkins that we purchased. Lots of different color varieties. I shared a picture on my Instagram and on YouTube community tab of the pumpkins and kale setup that I had last year at our old house. And I went very monotone. I didn't do a lot of bright oranges last year. And so I thought, what the heck, why not go with more traditional colors this year with still some muted, lighter colors to mix in. So let me show you. Last year I went with white mums. This year I went with purple. I have some purple cabbage, red cabbage, and then some really big, look how big these are. These are huge. They're really awesome. And so I'm gonna tuck these all in together. I'm gonna set up my camera and we'll speed it up just a little bit and we'll go from there. Okay, so I just got the pumpkins all set up. So let me flip my camera around and I'll show you what it looks like. So just for a little bit of reference, this is the driveway. This is where all of the trick-or-treaters will be coming from. So our entire yard from that corner over to here and then all the way up will be blocked off because, like I mentioned earlier, there are just thousands of trick-or-treaters, and if you don't block it off from all directions, they'll just run across your yard and trample it. So I really debated on kind of spreading some stuff out, adding some stuff in the window box, and gosh, the window box looks just horrible with all the renovations and everything. When we first moved in, I was excited to get some plants in and get the window boxes somewhat done, and then with all the renovations and everything we had going on, it just, honestly, I just kind of lost track of some things. And like in the back, our hanging baskets aren't hooked up to drip. I need to figure out how to get the window boxes hooked up to drip. The back window box and the hanging baskets will be super easy to hook up to drip, but this front one is probably gonna have to be hand watered unless I can come up with some ingenious way where you can't see the water line. But anyways, I will be replacing that here pretty soon. And my order from Color Blends, I've ordered 900 tulips. They are all in the same color. I have got about 10 flats of pansies coming as well. I'm getting those from the wholesale nursery and they're just not ready yet. It's just still too hot here to plant pansies. And obviously we have so much more work to do before tulips and pansies go into the ground. We're gonna have a lot of work coming up in the next couple months and I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait for the front yard to be transformed into what I see it as in my head. But since the trick-or-treaters come up in this area and we will be sitting right here in this area, we decided to go ahead and put everything in this general vicinity. I debated on the wall as well as the window box. And like I said, I will be putting a bunch of pansies in the window box for this fall and the coming spring, along with some tulips. So I will pop some pumpkins in there as well. Just go get a bag of small ones and pop some in there. But this is what it looks like. It's kind of 4 quadrants, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it kind of leads you up to our side door of our house. So I've got mums and cabbage mixed in everywhere. I really wasn't sure how I would like the traditional orange because I typically just don't go for that, but I'm really happy with it and I'm glad I did. I think if I went with this more muted, like whitish greenish color and that greenish color and just some of that light orange like I did last year, I think it would just kind of blend in with the brick in the house and you wouldn't really notice it. In our other house, I think it looked really good because it went so well with the gray, and then the mortar was also green on that house, so it really just kind of tied in all together. But I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I will give you a closer look here. So that obviously is a close-up view. You can't see that from the street, but I do leave them in their nursery containers, obviously, and I bump them up with some bricks or just whatever I have to bump them up. And then when you come up the porch, this is what you see. This is what this side looks like. I didn't get a ton of little pumpkins this year to kind of tuck in all the little crevices, just because where I got these pumpkins, they didn't have the little sack of, you know, the 15 small pumpkins or whatever. And so I just didn't feel like going and grabbing some elsewhere. So I just kind of worked with what we had gotten in one place. And this is what it looks like. So there you have it. I apologize that I haven't posted a video lately. Like I said, we've just been so busy, but we have so much stuff coming up. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.